Species and speciation. Speciation refers to a group of evolutionary processes that will eventually lead to the formation of a new species, which leads us to the question, what is a species? So please turn the video off and first think, then communicate, and then look up what is a species. And try to come up with as many examples of species across the domains and kingdoms of life. Do not shy away from Latin names or scientific name of species, such as our own Homo sapiens, or your trusty friends, Canis familiaris, dogs, or Felis domestica, cats, and so on. So, now that you're back after you thought about the concept of a species, let's look at several concepts of species. Since this is a biology class, we will start with the biology species concept, which mainly states that it's a group of individuals or organisms that are able to interbreed successfully, producing not just viable but also fertile offsprings. But we're not always able to compare these species by allowing individuals of the same species to interbreed. So occasionally we're using the concept of a morphospecies, referring only to their physical similarities, their shapes, morpha, meaning shape in Greek, in particular their phenotypes. And in the absence of the phylogeny DNA data or protein phylogeny data, we couldn't resource to the concept of morphospecies, and that is occasionally used or very often used in both botany and entomology and ichthyology and so on. Sometimes we cannot compare species with individuals that look very similar, so the concept of morphospecies sometimes is also uptaken by studies of paleontology. So for example, trilobites, they're all extinct, and we cannot try to interpret those different species of trilobites, so we're using the concept of paleospecies. Sometimes the paleospecies concept also interchangeably uses the morphospecies, and we can compare individuals that exist today with individuals that we have from paleontological data. And there is one more. Of course, there are lots others, but these are maybe some of the most common that you'll encounter. How about agamospecies? And the word is not very difficult, even though it might look like it, but you have the prefix a, which means without, and gamo, that comes from gamein, which in Greek stands for marriage, or breeding in this case. So they are species that cannot breed sexually, okay? So think of bacteria, for example. So in this case, the species refers to organisms that we know that in general do not reproduce sexually, so they can only produce asexually, and we will follow some of the morphospecies concept.